Good afternoon, and what is a warm, bright, and sunny day. It is Wednesday, the 23rd of August. I've got a nice hot cup of tea and a box to finish unboxing. So, what I have got to pull out of here, let's have a look, is this. Okay, which is a supplement for, away for this. Now, Sins is a post-apocalyptic role-playing game, originally published by First Falling Leaf, but now published by Nightfall Games, and Sins Manifest Destiny is the first supplement for it. So, America rises from the ashes. America lies silent and empty, a vast wasteland, its people scattered and hunted. As far as the people of the East Coast know they are the only survivors, the last bastion of humanity in a dying world. But they are wrong. The darkness is passing, and humanity is more resilient than they imagine. Yet as New America looks to rebuild itself after the fall, old powers are stirring, and the human evils of old America are re-emerging. As eldritch powers expand the domains and long-forgotten nightmares stir in the ashes of the fall, it falls to the emissaries and the new generation of the continent to forge a better future. A new era is beginning, and despite the struggles of the fall, the sins of the old and the world must not be allowed to repeat themselves again. Welcome to Sins Manifest Destiny. This book is an expansion to the role-playing game core book, which expands upon the East Coast of America, but also opens up a whole new frontier, giving detailed information on the American interior, along with new powerful factions and terrible new foes. So, expanded character options for humans and emissaries with a wealth of new qualities and equipment, new faction-specific rules and character options for factions both new and currently existing, along with profiles of some of the most powerful and influential emissaries among those factions, rules for incorporating vehicles to the game, including detailed traits and vehicle combat rules. So essentially, you expand sort of like an area, sort of like semi-Mad Max, I would suppose. An in-depth look at radiation in the world of Sins, including rules for nuclear weaponry and a deadly new enemy in the form of the Blight Spawn. An expanded look at the Harbingers and their role in the setting, as well as a horrifying new enemy in the form of the Cult of the Lost Children. Expanded rules and opportunities for the nightmarish Hive Spawn, and a glimpse of the true threat facing humanity. A look into the nature of the Reapers, with rules and gameplay advice to incorporate the Reaper, known as Blacklight, into games. Rise above the sins of the old world and build a better future. So let's have a look inside. So yeah, that's the blurb. Clear front cover. And potentially credits page. And note about the title of the book. And it's key to manifest destiny, since that can be sometimes a contentious word or term, especially connection to sort of like American future. Table of contents, chapter 1, heart and soul. And we know in America we have a picture of Statue of Liberty there, and showing essentially dealing with the tides of change, tides of and what has happened across the Great Wastes, and look at the new frontier and the ruins of America. So areas like the Sea of Ice, the Stormlands, and the Tainted Lands are detailed. There's no map that I can see. Check that there's none in the end papers, at the Bitter North, and also the Godfall. Oh no, I tell a lie. There is a map. So okay, that's the map of the America of Sins, and essentially the core rule book sort of focuses really upon this area here, in and around New York. So yeah, sorry, not Washington, but up there. And then this opens up into sort of like the Barrier Waste, the Sea of Ice, and out into the Stormlands and the Tainted Lands up there. we start off with the different factions, including breakers. And again, it's really kind of nice depiction of a broken world. It's sort of like the fall of technology. Next one's the Hierarch Dominion. Pyre Flame Crusade. So we've got the Thorns. And the round of the Thorns. And the Park Rangers. Stormland area, basically we're taking over that area marked as the Stormlands, and out here, even to the point where kind of a sort of like a dam is their base. The rule of the God King. And then besides those, we have other factions. The Republic of Florida, the Traders Union, the Bone Dragon's Realm, and then independent communities. So beyond factions, essentially there are other forces in between them, including communities. And then we have Chapter 2, Flesh and Blood. So expanded equipment and its qualities, including rules for traps, new general equipment and their associated traits, vehicle rules, qualities of different vehicle in combat options, so including attacks against vehicles, attacks from vehicles, losing control, entering and exiting vehicles, and then we have a list of sample vehicles there, as you would expect, starting with the civilian car, off-road car, armoured vehicle. You could probably design a few more than that, actually. And then rules for mass combat, so general mob rules, mobs and combat, before we move on to the dangers and nature of radiation in the world of sins. And the mechanics for that. And then refinements. Songs not the only powers known to Nemesis, but some Nemesis have learned you turn the master inwards instead, changing aspects of the fundamental nature, including refinements. So another path to sort of like power and abilities. And the powers of the breakers. And essentially their equipment, like the Lancer Light Rail Carbine or the Storm Spear Light Combat Drone, again similarly for the Hierarch Dominion. The Pyre Flame Crusade. Also for the Thorns. And then for the Park Rangers, so including their faction armory and various new faction qualities for the Park Rangers. And it's doing the same essentially for the different various factions. And then we get on to Chapter 3, Fear and Doubt. It's essentially talking about sort of the nightmare of wastes So what can be found out across the new lands, the America of Sins, various heroes and villains that can be encountered along the way. And I'm talking about other groups. So we've got the artificers, and their operations and how they deal with threats. So their threat response, new equipment. Excessive force, including orbital kill sats. So you know, it's you have quite a range of elements. You know, you're kind of expanding upon the options here that can come into play. Even discussion of tactical nukes, and the harbingers and the lost children. Again, connections between factions. Then we have basically a handout there. So that it feels like the harbingers and the lost children sort of like secretive forces, you know, just like the real threat beyond the nature of the factions, and they're not getting along particularly well. Got another handout. Then a list of the backers at the back of the book. So yeah, that then is index and the last page. So that is Manifest Destiny, first supplement for the Sins role-playing game. So published now by Nightfall Games. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you did, then please click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a box typically containing a book or game, in this case a supplement for another role-playing game, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook. We'll be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.